Bonjour, Madame et Monsieur. My name is Blixa Bargeld. I am here to represent my band Einstürzende Neubauten. That's Einstürzende Neubauten. And hello. I was born in Berlin. To me, West Berlin always felt like the status quo always felt normal to me. I didn't felt incarcerated by the wall. I never been to East Berlin. I grew up like people grow up when they live in an island. Looking back in retrospective and having been to many other places since then, I realized that probably Berlin was a very, very special place to live in. But at the time that I grew up there, I didn't realize that at all. The scene in Berlin was small, but hyperactive. West Berlin is a city of, 2.5 million people. It is a demilitarized zone since the Second World War. That meant we had like 4 different armies stationed in Berlin, but no German, and you didn't go to the military. You couldn't get drafted if you were in Berlin. So that meant automatically everybody that didn't want to go to the army actually moved to Berlin. It was almost impossible to find any place to live, so you had to squat. In Berlin, it was very much possible to live without any money. And that's probably how I survived for a long time. I cannot really say that, like, say, Cold War or the fact that there was a wall had much of an impact on the creation of the music, really. I thought back then, what we were doing would be possible in any kind of urban landscape whatsoever. Taking the fact that I didn't had anything, it wasn't that much of an artistical decision to start using scrap metal or found objects, etc. It was just simply we were using whatever we could get our hands on. So it's as simple as that. Whatever we could steal, we were using. It started really with scrap metal, found objects, etc., but it then exploded into a myriad of different materials. Once we realized that the idea and the direction is good, we were testing out everything. There isn't much to test out anymore that we haven't tried, but we're still playing fairly unusual stuff. The bad side of the playing on found objects and on metal is that it's actually really heavy. It's, in a true sense, heavy metal. But it was impossible to fly with that stuff. So we had to go from the airport to the junkyard and find some stuff or buy some stuff and then take it to the venue. I remember quite clearly when we were playing the Danceteria in New York several times. And we went to the junkyard, we got some metal, we put a set up there, and after the show, we just dumped it in the backyard. And the next time we came, it was still there. So we didn't have to go to the junkyard anymore. That was very practical. So after a while, you have like little depots everywhere. You just dump the stuff somewhere, and next time you look at it and see if it's still there. There are also amplified metal springs and things like that, and that you can't just get from the junkyard. It's not that we have to take a piece of scrap metal and that's it. There are more elaborate things, and also additionally to that, there are the traditional rock and roll instruments in the sense of a bass guitar and a guitar and all that, but that's enough to carry around with. That's what a normal band carries around with. Pyro. It wasn't called pyro back then. We just set things up on fire. That's what we did. I've been at gunpoint in Pasadena for a little incident on stage. And then I came back about half a year later. I was playing with my other band, with the Bad Seeds, and I came back and one said, "Oh, we should have killed you back then." So it was really, they have not forgiven me. And they really made sure for a good decade that we couldn't get a gig in LA anymore. Whereas every time we were going on an American tour, there was always first we had a gig and then later it was cancelled. It was always cancelled. They really made sure that we're not going to play in LA anymore. Then the next day we played in the Mojave Desert. For the next day we sold bus tickets and played at a secret location in the Mojave Desert. You can have as much pyrotechnic there as you want, no problem.